Petty Revenge. The Spanish Button. I work at a drugstore as a cashier at the front register. During lunch hours, 11 to 2, we get a lot of customers from surrounding stores and businesses who just want to grab a quick snack, granola bar, or Lunchable so they don't have to actually drive anywhere for lunch. One of the businesses around us is an auto repair business right next door. The owner and many of the mechanics who work there are Hispanic, and some of them know little, if any, English. So yesterday around 1 p.m., a white trash couple and their bratty 6 to 7-year-old son come into the store. They are loud, obnoxious, rude to the employees, and oblivious to other customers. A few minutes later, 2 of the mechanics from the auto shop come in to get some chips, granola bars, or whatever they just wanted to hold over their appetites. The 2 Hispanic men get in line and are struggling terribly to communicate with me, as I was also struggling to communicate with them about a sale on our candy and chips. They were trying to tell me about a sale I was unaware of, but they were correct. Neither of us were understanding each other, and the transactions were taking quite a few minutes to complete. Meanwhile, the white trash couple is in loudly sighing, making obnoxious gestures and commenting on how this is America and we need to kick out the Mexicans and make everyone learn English. As I'm finishing the transaction, the mother leans over to the son and says,
"Don't you ever come home with one of those people. They're kinder not clean and can't speak English."
At that point, I was like, oh, it's on. So the white trash couple comes up to the register with all their candy, chips, Hot Pockets, frozen pizza, and chocolate bars. The way this store works, you can get discounts on certain items if you get a rewards card, so the woman scans her card and I'm scanning all 20 of their items. But as she goes to select her language for payment, I also get the language pop up on my screen. Right after she presses English, it takes a while for my screen to respond. And I quickly hit the Spanish button without her knowledge. I then proceed to scan and bag her items as slowly as possible, without seeming like I was doing it on purpose. Once I finish and tell her the total, she is shocked to find out that everything on her screen is in Spanish, and she cannot read or understand it. She says she can't even tell which option is to select on the screen. I tell her she must have hit the Spanish button when selecting a language. She says she didn't and does not know how to pay. I call the manager over and have him cancel the transaction. This means I get to once again elongate their day by unbagging, rescanning, and rebagging all of their items as slowly as possible. When it comes time for them to scan their card again, I remind her to pay attention this time. She, being focused on her screen, hits English and I quickly hit Spanish again. One mine. I finish scanning and bagging the items. I tell her the total. She goes to pay and sees that once again everything's in Spanish. She begins yelling and asked her what the problem is. She yells at me that our machine is broken and is only showing things in Spanish and that she can't read Spanish because she's an American. She demands me to call over the manager again. The manager arrives on scene and once again cancels the transaction while evil woman is yelling at him. The husband and the screaming child decide to go out to the car. They had enough of her shit. The manager tells the woman that she needs to pay attention to what she selects and to calm down. Woman threatens to sue us and get me fired for stealing from her. I once again rescan and bag all of their items. The woman swears the machine is broken and is trying to steal from her. She insists the manager see the broken machine in action. She scans her card. Once again, both screens ask what language she would like. Manager hits English on her screen and I, of course, don't change it. She and the manager see it's in English and the manager leaves. She's furious. I tell her the total. She gets mad because she believes it's too high. So I ask her if she'd like to pay in dollars or pesos. She gives me a look of hatred and pays the money. I give her the receipt, and as she grabs her bags and heads to the door, I gave her a nice smile and say, adios. I felt good knowing I wasted 15 minutes of her time and made her feel stupid. The top comment reads, "I've never met hard-working white folk who have any issues with hard-working Mexican folk. The more I hear someone rag on Mexicans, the lazier I think they are." OP responds, "What was funny to me is that the Hispanic both had full-time jobs, whereas the white trash paid partially in food stamps and were buying junk food, and the dad was complaining about not having a job." Yeah, I mean, no judging for what you're buying or, what you do, but come on now. Racism is racism. So don't judge, lest ye be judged. Oh, good Lord.